So today we're going to talk about rain clouds. Yesterday with my kids and with some of the kids in Kindergarten Explorers, we talked about how rain gets into clouds. Do you guys remember what we talked about? We had a little experiment. We talked about, all my stuff is stuck together because this is hot. We talked about how the ocean, which we're going to pretend all this water around the cup is, the ocean or lakes or streams, when the sun hits them, the water starts to do what? Evaporate, which means
is in the little cup.
You're right. We're going to look at what's in the little cup. So the water starts to evaporate from rivers, lakes, oceans, and other bodies of water. When it evaporates, it goes into the atmosphere. And where does all that water collect? In the atmosphere.
In the clouds.
And it forms clouds. So all that condensation, like up here, you see all these water droplets up here? Hi, Hudson. You see all these water droplets? They collect in the clouds. And when there's enough of them, what happens, everybody? It rains. And so if you look in the middle cup here, this water started to evaporate and collect. We're pretending this is a cloud on our plastic. And it came back down into the middle cup, so it had precipitation. When it's cold out, that precipitation is snow or ice. And when it's warmer out, it's water, rain. So we're going to talk about how the rain comes down and what happens next. So what your parents need to set up if you're following along is a copy of our lab, which has been posted for everyone. You also are going to need a large jar, some shaving cream, some gel food coloring, which I think my child just took. There it is. And some droppers and water. So grab your supplies and meet back here. Okay, so hopefully you have your supplies now if you're following along, or at least the lab sheet. You can use bigger droppers like this. These are from Learning Resources. Amazon has them. Or small little droplets that come in a lot of the science kits that you can find online or at your local craft store. You can also go by your pharmacy, and you can take it back. And when you're at your pharmacy, you can ask for a dropper for medication, and they'll give you some. So, what do we already know about rain? We just talked about it. Rain comes from the clouds. It evaporates water from other bodies of water into the clouds, collects, condensates in the clouds, and then comes down. But we want to actually see that happen. So on your second sheet, after you filled out what you know and you've gathered your supplies, it shows a prediction. And on our prediction sheet, there is a cup. And on the cup, there's a cloud. Do you see that cloud?
Yeah.
We're gonna make a cloud using shaving cream. Only regular fluffy foam shaving cream will work.
Can I go potty?
Okay, go potty. Gel shaving cream will not work for this experiment. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna shake your shaving cream really good, and you're going to put it at the top of either a jar or cup that is 3/4 the way or 2/3 the way filled with water. So just regular water, doesn't need to be hot or cold, just tap water at room temperature is fine. And then we're gonna fill it up with our shaving cream to make a cloud. I don't wanna do it yet because we're not quite ready. So what I want you to do is, once I fill this up and make a cloud, and we squeeze water on top of it, what do you think is gonna happen?
It's gonna rain!
Do you think so? So I want you to draw a picture and write a little something for me telling me what you think will happen during our experiment. My kids are gonna do that, and then you can do it. Go ahead. Okay, we are back. Hopefully you have drawn and written about your prediction on your sheet. So now we're gonna test out our experiment. As I said before, I have a jar. It's about 2/3 to 3/4 the way full of water. And then I have a separate cup that has water in it, and we're gonna dye the water. You can use whatever color dyes you have at home. We're gonna use gel dyes. They work best with this experiment. Yes, but we're just dyeing this water blue. And then we are going to make our cloud up here, and I'm gonna put some gel colors on the top of my cloud. Hold on 1 second, Ryan. We're gonna put some gels on the top of my cloud so that the colors really saturate and go through the cloud during our experiment so we can see it a little bit better. So we're shaking our shaving cream. We are making a giant cloud on the water.
That's a giant.
That is a giant cloud. I'm gonna just put a little bit of color on top. And now what you're going to do is you're going to fill your dropper with water and you're gonna start squeezing it on the cloud. And I want you to watch what happens.
It's
Okay,
raining.
take a break. Is it coming down?
Yes. Yes.
It is.
It's raining.
Do little bits at a time. Look at how it's dropping into separate streams at the bottom.
If it gets too heavy.
All right, let's take a break from spraying in there and just watch the bottom of the jar for a minute. What do you see happening?
Well, the cloud got too high.
Okay, the cloud got too high. What happened? It filled up with water. It was
got too
saturated.
heavy.
That's right. It got too heavy. So the cloud became saturated. It collected all those water droplets and it couldn't hold them anymore. So it began to rain. And if it was cold out, it would look like snow or ice. All right, you keep playing with this experiment and maybe with your shaving cream, and we'll be back for another experiment next week.